Can you hear me, guys? I can hear myself, so I guess you can. My name is Dia. I'm the vice president on Mikz Alliance, and we are an influencer marketing platform based in Sweden. I'm going to talk a little bit about trends today for influencer marketing. Raise of hands. How many of you guys have worked with influencers? A few. Cool. So this is what we're going to talk about. 6 trends. Let's go through them. What we see or what we project is that more and more brands will work with ambassadors. And there are quite a few benefits of that. Of course, you save time, cost, effort by using the same people in your campaigns. And it's like with boyfriends, I guess. If you found one that fits, why change? Same with influencers. There's many different ways of doing this. If you guys haven't done it before, then I suggest that you partner up with somebody who has and ask them how to do it. But we suggest that you plan for at least 4 to 6 months. Make sure that you find the right kind of people, diversify your portfolio of influencers to work with, make year-long contracts, pay them on a quarterly basis. That's usually how these contracts work. Make sure that they deliver every month, of course, on their social channels. This is super important. And last but not least, make sure to track the performances of your campaign. It's just like with any other traditional media, you need to know the results, basically, of what you're doing. A great company who did it very nicely is H&M. They created something that they call the H&M League. And they did it with 23 influencers. So instead of doing just one-off projects, they did an ambassadorship with all of these guys. So they found the right people, they created a personalized activation plan, and they built their relationships very strongly with these people. This is what this campaign looked like. So this is, what's her name? Can't see it from here. Young Grinnens. She, amongst other influencers, they went to Palm Springs to do a getaway. And in total, for this getaway weekend, all these influencers, they created 554 posts. They had a total reach of 2.5 million people. They engaged 1.5 million. And the results of this was outstanding. So they generated more traffic and revenue during this campaign than they did all of Black Friday, which is absolutely insane. It just shows the power of influencer marketing if you do it right. Another trend that we see is that brands will engage influencers with similar values. Please, guys, take a big note of this. This is super important. At the heart of influencer marketing is authenticity. That is why it became so big in the first place. People wanted something more personal when it came to marketing. Nobody cares about companies. We all know that. Let me give you an example of when it went really wrong. This is the Swedish beauty YouTuber, Therese Lindgren. She is huge. She's one of Sweden's biggest influencers. And as you can see, she does only beauty content. So she's all about makeup, lipsticks, powders, whatever. The Swedish job center called Arbetsförmedlingen, they wanted to take her and bring her into campaign because she has extreme amount of followers. What happened was that they took a picture of a handicapped person, cut that person's head off, and put Therese's head on top of it instead. And of course, people were outraged. Why did she do it? She did it for money. Why did the company do it? They did it for the spread. They wanted as many people as possible to see this message. That was one problem. The second problem was that the person whose head they cut off is in fact an influencer. She is not as big as Therese, but she has 19,000 followers. So everything just became a blur. They could have picked the right one, and instead they went for the mess. Don't do this. We also see, of course, that there's going to be increased regulation in the industry, and we already seen it in 2018 and 19. Influencer marketing went from being completely crazy. It was the wild, wild west. Everybody just went ahead and promoted products without people really knowing, is this marketing? What is this? In the States, we see that the FTC has implemented a very, very simple brochure that you can follow so that you make sure that you tag your posts accordingly, that you let people know that this is actually commercial. Same for the CMA in the UK. And here in Germany, the German courts, they are very, very strict, and they have told well, it's a public message that you need to sponsor mark all of your posts. This is, of course, the responsibility of the influencers. But if you do work with influencers, make sure to give them the information that you need to mark your posts as ads or sponsored or paid by. Instagram, they also help the influencers to do this. I'm sure you have seen this. This is going to be seen even more in 2020, that it's paid partnerships. Same for YouTube. You need to make sure that the influencers mark it as a collaborative post. This next slides are all about video. Video has been the holy grail for a long time, but I think this is going to become even crazier in 2020. Let's look at some statistics. Statistics are always fun. 100% mobile video consumption, it will rise by 100%. Video content has the best ROI, according to market professionals. 92% of videos watched on mobile are shared with others. And it makes sense, you know, when you see a video, then you get inspired a lot more, you can take it to you a lot more. The message is consumed a lot better than when you read something or when you just see a still picture. So if you do engage with influencers, then maybe think about, is it possible for me to engage them in some moving material like a video or a film or whatever you choose to do? This is excellent, of course, for YouTubers, but it also works for Instagram. This slide does not work. Here you could see Nina Dobrev, who is an actress, put on her makeup routine, and it shows very well how the difference between having somebody show how your product works as opposed to just posting a picture of something. Mark Zuckerberg agrees with me on this. He tried it. He sees video as a mega trend, and then he tried to implement IGTV. For those of you who know what IGTV is, you also know that it maybe didn't become the big success that he hoped for. That's another story. I personally believe that YouTube is the reason for it. They have such a strong monopoly on the market already, so it's hard to beat them. But his statement here just shows that video is really, really important. All right, the fifth trend that we see is that influencer marketing platforms have become very, very important for companies. If you do influencer marketing, there are essentially 3 ways of doing it. The first is to work with an agency who has all the know-how, who will help you to do everything that you need in this campaign. The second way to do it is to do it organically, manually. This is very time tedious, but at the same time, you have a lot of control of everything that's happening, so that's always good. The third way to work is to use a platform to simplify your process of finding influencers, setting up campaigns, paying the influencers, tracking your results. So you can basically do all of this yourselves in an easy way. When you look for a platform, there are a bunch of them out there. I think that there are a few things that you should keep in mind, and there are a few things that they should be able to do. The first thing is that they need to have a proper influencer discovery and a proper search tool. If they don't, move on to another one. You need to be able to do very granular searches, and the influencers that you do find in these databases need to be good. And of course, you need to be able to see the statistics of these influencers. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. You need to check these stats. Do they make sense? If you have a girl from Berlin who does fashion and most part of her followers are from India, for example, is there a reason for that? So you need to scrutinize the data a bit. The second feature that a platform should have is some sort of campaign creation and management features so that you can actually set up your entire campaign and make sure that the influencers get all the information about what they're supposed to do. It can look like this, for example. Same here. You should be able to, when you have set up your campaign, ask the influencers to do drafts, ask them for their publications, approve these publications, check all the activities and have everything in one place. And the third feature, which is extremely important, is statistics. Of course, you need to track how your campaign is going. And preferably, you want these statistics to be pulled from APIs so that nobody can fake any data and like tell you that they had more engagement than they actually did. So make sure that you have some sort of APIs on the platforms that you choose. A chat function is nice to have, sure. And then the final thing that I think is important is that you can track all your payments in the platform and check the receipts, invoices, keep track of your finances, basically. We do this, so you can go check out our website and see if you like us. I'm here to answer any questions after I'm off the stage, if you have any. And lastly, I would like to talk about the rise of TikTok. How many knows what TikTok is? Okay, quite a lot, great. TikTok is fantastic. The younger generation has just made this such a big social media channel to be on. Here we see some stats again, how big it is. More than 1 billion videos are viewed every day. It's been downloaded over 1.5 billion times on App Store. 68% of TikTok users has watched someone else's video, and 55% uploaded their own video. In terms of engagement, this is insane. The younger generation are so good at encouraging each other and boosting each other, and TikTok is a great platform for them to do so. Yeah, we see they have 500 million users worldwide. Most of them, 31%, are in India, a big chunk in China, and the US is slowly coming. In Europe, we're catching on slowly but surely. That's for sure you're gonna see a change in 2020 if you haven't already. So we see that TikTok is, as of now, the ninth biggest social media platforms in terms of active users. If you don't know what it is, I had a great slide here showing you what it is, but these videos unfortunately don't work. Download the app, check it out, and then you see it's pretty fun, the stuff that you can do there. Do you guys have any questions for me? None. Well, then I think we're done for today. Thank you.